What is up, YouTube? This is Angel here from Strengthisfirst. Today I'd like to talk about discipline in training. Now, why do a lot of beginners tend to skip that part in their training? So they find a program that they like, that it excites them, it has all the best exercises they can possibly do, but then why is it that they just don't do the program for a couple months consistently or even years consistently? Okay, the start, couple months, 1 to 3 months, they will do the program, and then one of the big holidays comes, Christmas, your birthday comes, you have to go to a wedding. All of a sudden, it really gets put on the back burner. And if you're older, you tend to value your family more, your relatives, children. You put them before yourself, which is a whole nother separate issue that I won't talk about. But why is it that when it comes to training and training consistency, people just disregard it and forget about it even when things get a little stressful? It's always one of the first things that is lost whenever people try to start a new habit. And it's funny because all new habits that you didn't start will be a little hard. It really doesn't make sense that people say they want to start a weightlifting program, but then all of a sudden when it gets a little tough, they just want to quit. I've been reading recently about the famous Mike Tyson quote. I believe that's where it's from, where everyone wants to be a boxer until they're punched in the mouth. And that's really true for every single endeavor that you want. It's especially true for training too. You'll never see what you're made of until you are in the gym, you're in your working sets, and are you going to finish it? I can give you one personal example for me. It was towards late at night yesterday, and I had a choice to, move my workout days one day after, so I would start on Tuesday instead of Monday, or I could start a 11:15 p.m. workout. And I chose to do the latter because it was important for me to maintain a habit and to just start, just do something, just train. I knew from past experience that once I start lifting, the ship has sailed, I'm going to complete it. Whether I do all the prescribed reps or all the working sets, that's a different story. But the major thing to take away is that you got yourself at the gym and you just initiated action so that everything after is free flowing. It's moving without resistance. It almost feels kind of natural. So you get yourself at the gym. Okay, you're there. Now what do? You're there. You have to pick up the barbell. Okay, after your first warm-up set, pretty easy. Go on to your next warm-up set. All right, after your warm-ups, you do your working set. Okay, that's already one working set. And whether you have 3 to 5 or however many, you already finished more than half the workout. And it all started by just getting yourself at the gym and moving to start your warm-ups. Everything's a step-by-step process when you look at it from a big picture point of view. So for beginners, here's what I want you to do. Next time you're finding yourself wavering in deciding whether or not to go today, maybe if you're a student, you're feeling a bit stressed out because it's exam week this week or next week. If you're working, someone got on your nerves. If you're a bit older, just more responsibilities in the winter season, close to the end of the year. Things happen in life. But if you just started with strength training and you want to make it something more permanent, you decided that your way of life before did not suit you and you need a immediate change in your physical appearance, in your strength, then continue to listen. So one thing you need to do, this was before you even start going to the gym, pick days that you actually can go to the gym consistently. Pick days that you know that you can head to the gym and there's little interruptions during that day. So for instance, if you work Monday to Friday, is it feasible for you to have one of your workouts on the weekend? How about both of them on the weekend? If not, you're gonna have to do it on 3 of the 5 weekdays. It's just some of your options to consider. For me, I find it better that I do work out on the weekdays. So that's what I decide to do. And it really depends on your wants and needs, what you are willing to tolerate, and what you're willing to not sacrifice. People talk about sacrifice as if it is a end all of a certain way of living. In a way, it's kind of true. In order to initiate this habit, you're going to need to make some lifestyle changes and set aside some time so that you can perform your activities. So again, it's up to you on what you decide to do on your days of going. Next, this is something that really helps me. It is the why, the big why of why you started everything. And this can go deep. You can feel this burning feeling deep inside that makes you know that this is the right thing to do. Sometimes you're just forced into a corner and the only way to escape is to go through strength training. If that's your situation, sometimes you need to reach into that situation and relive those feelings partially so that you can move yourself in the direction that you want. For others, it can be simply just making a time sheet and just doing your activities on the scheduled day. Very little resistance. You just need to be on top of it. Just need to be more organized with your time. So definitely different ways to play with it, but your why needs to be very important. Doing it for fun will fizzle out. Going for friends will fizzle out. Even though those are short-term goals that will help you initially, it's not really something that could be looked at long-term. And you can find this to be true when you ask people who've been training for decades. You'll see that their reasons for lifting might change. They now lift for a more concrete reason. And it's definitely something satisfying to see yourself grow and to see yourself improve from your previous life. Find out what makes you tick. Find out what you need to do in order to spark action. Doesn't have to be the biggest reason, but it should be something that moves you. And the last thing that I'd like to talk about is the instant and delayed gratification of strength training, especially during this age of people just wanting everything now. Things just don't work like that. And especially things that are worth anything, worth gold, you're not gonna get it quickly. And even if you did get it quickly, you wouldn't appreciate it as much. It would be something that you didn't have to try for. You didn't have to work too hard, and you'll disregard it just as easily. Which is why it's one of the greatest assets of strength training, that barrier to entry. For some people, they may leap past your barriers, but in the end, they'll have to face their own physical limits, their own challenges. And everyone's on a different path when it comes to going to the gym. So whenever you try to compare yourself to Instagram lifters, your favorite YouTube celebrity, know that when they started, it wasn't all cameras and big numbers. They started from a certain number and worked their way up gradually. You don't know how many years they trained. 10 years? Can you imagine yourself lifting for 10 plus years to get where he has been? You haven't even started lifting for 1 year, so add 9 more and you'd be in a whole totally different paradigm thinking, totally different mentality. So it's definitely something people should not take too lightly, especially since strength training is all about slowly building up what it is you were not able to do before. And after allowing your body to make some adjustments, your body will need to do it all over again. And that's just a simplified way of thinking about strength training. What you need to do to overcome the next hurdle. And sometimes it's just sticking to the basics. That's what it really is. And all these deviations and crazy exercises is not really needed until your body stops adapting to what worked in the beginning, which is a different topic. So stay on your program. Find some way to make sure your workouts happen. Just watch your progress slowly climb. That's it for today, guys. Done.